Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's going on? Welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. Real Sports Updates here. Back again with the live stream this time. I thought I would come on here and speak about the travesty that's going on with the Madden rating system. What's going on, man? I haven't really played video games in a really, really long time. Um, Last game I played, I think, was like 2K, NBA 2K, probably like 2017, 2018, whatever. Um, and I was a big Madden guy too, but I don't know, man. There's something going on with the rating system. It's just I don't know. I don't know. I don't know who's in charge of it. I don't know who does you know the ratings as far as players go, but man, it is something terrible. So y'all see the thumbnail. They got Justin Herbert below Dak Prescott. And to me, that just doesn't make any sense at all, especially when it comes to Madden and the whole rating thing, right? They are rating based off of an individual players' attributes and all that stuff. They're not rating off of, you know, net team success, especially when it comes to quarterbacks. They're not rating off of offensive, who's on the offensive line, who's at receiver. They're not rating off of any of that stuff. What they're rating off of, their ratings go off of the person who they're rating, right? The how well they throw the ball, how strong their arm is, all of that stuff. None of it has to do with any team stuff. So if you are rating, if you're in charge of this, you watch Dak Prescott, you watch Justin Herbert. They don't look alike at all. At all. Their games are not similar at all. One guy is supremely talented. The other guy is run of the mill. So the fact that they're even in the same category, I still would have been. I would have been this outraged if they were both ranked the same. But they got Dak Prescott a point higher than Justin Herbert. It doesn't make any sense to me at all. But that's what I'm here to discuss. I don't know. I really don't know. I have no idea how. I have no idea how they come up with this. I have no idea how it reaches people. I don't know, man. I just don't know. Um, there's a lot to be desired when it comes to the Madden rankings. But I don't know. It's just been a while since I played. At this point, I think there might be some type of reason why they do this, and maybe they do it purposely to get people talking. Especially because the season is coming up. Maybe that's what this is about. I don't know. Maybe that would be my best guess because at this point right now, it just doesn't make sense. Especially when you're looking at a guy as talented as Herbert, and when you're looking at a guy as mediocre as Dak Prescott. I mean, damn. But hey, it happens. There was another one too the other day that was pretty egregious that I couldn't believe. I was like, "What's going on?" But I don't know, man. I really don't know. Please, somebody enlighten me what's going on here because I just can't. I can't bring myself to think that this makes any sense at all. The rating system needs to change. Um, I don't know. It should be a mixture of if you're looking at the top four, top five, Josh Allen, obviously Justin Herbert, Mahomes, maybe Brady. You definitely Aaron Rodgers is going to be in there somewhere, but there has to be some type of recourse that they can take, right? And I know that they do the I know they do the whole updates and stuff during the season, but damn, Justin Herbert can't get more than an 88. That's crazy. He was what top five, top three in pretty much all the quarterback categories last year. So I don't know, man. It just doesn't make sense. And like I said, this is not a team thing. It's really not a team thing. All of this is based off of the individual statistics, the individual attributes that a player has. So if you turn on the TV, you look at Josh Allen, you look at Justin Herbert, you look at Patrick Mahomes, you look at uh, Dak Prescott. Which one of those guys doesn't belong, right? Or you look at Kirk Cousins or something like that. Which one of those guys doesn't belong? Like They don't do anything that makes you say, "Oh wow, ooh, ooh." They don't do anything. They're just pretty much just serviceable quarterbacks, right? Average arm, average size, average play style. They just don't do anything that warrants them being so high. Dak Prescott is really, really high, extremely high. And man, I don't know. I just don't know. Somebody let me know what's going on with the Madden rating. Somebody. I think I seen J.C. Jackson was like the ninth best cornerback I think they had. He was either like 8 or 9 or something like that. I thought that was a little, you know, that's a little sketchy too. You have to put him one, but you gotta. He's top five for sure. He's top five for sure. But these Madden rankings are they're showing the Chargers no love at all, at all, at all. Like damn. I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I don't play the video games, but hey, it is what it is, right? The other hot topic though. The other hot topic, Kyler Murray and his contract extension, right? What was it? 5 years. I know it's 160 million guaranteed, and the entire total is like 230, right? So now we kind of know more or less what Justin Herbert will be getting. I think Herbert is he's going to be in line probably depending on how this season goes. Now he has already made himself a whole lot of money, but depending on how this season goes, I think is going to determine what type of contract he gets, right? What type of money, what type of guaranteed money, I should say, he will get. Now, is he going to be the guy who's going to be demanding that he gets, the Deshaun Watson money? I don't think so. Just based off of his personality traits, I don't think he's going to be the guy that does that. But we won't know until the time comes. But a lot is riding on the season. A lot of money, a lot of future status is riding on this season, right? For Justin Herbert, for Brandon Staley, for a lot of the individual Chargers as well, too, right? Keenan Allen, Joey Bosa. There's a lot riding on this season for a lot of the guys on the team, but I think most importantly, right, your quarterback, Justin Herbert, he has to ball out this year, and I think anything less than an AFC Championship berth. And he probably, and not that he would ask for it or not. I don't know. We'll see. You never know when it comes to contract negotiations and money and all that stuff. You never know about that. But we will see how he really is. We'll see how he is when it comes to the negotiations. But the thing I want to see is the Chargers, at least in the AFC Championship game, because that will pretty much shoot Justin Herbert up to the top of the list, right? As far as, guys to get paid. Because if he's in the AFC Championship game, then he obviously can argue and say, hey, I, took my team to an AFC Championship game. I deserve more than Josh Allen, obviously, right? With the way that the cap is now and how quarterbacks are getting paid. The contract obviously would be more than Josh Allen's when he signed it last offseason. He would obviously be getting more than Kyler Murray. So pretty much the way that this is trending for quarterbacks is going to be guys getting up there close to what Deshaun Watson is getting, right? Deshaun Watson is at 230 guaranteed. It's going to be trending very, very closely for a lot of quarterbacks, especially if you are able to make deep playoff runs. And if you're consistent, right? If you're able to make multiple deep playoff runs, then guys are going to get up there to that number. Now, I know the owners don't want to pay that. And, the Cardinals were fine getting to 230. That was not 230 total, but he only agreed to 160 guaranteed. So, I mean, that's still far off from 230. But when you think about it in the grand scheme of things, if Kyler Murray had won a playoff game this year, that 160 would probably be 180. Right? If he wins 2 playoff games, then you're looking at close to a $200 million contract. And I think that's where Justin Herbert's going to get. I think he's going to get to that $200 million number guaranteed. Now, whether they want to front load it, back load it, whatever, there's a lot of ways to do NFL contracts. There's a lot of ways to even big contracts. There's a certain way to do it. So the team has some type of, flexibility to go out and sign other players in free agency and stuff like that. But I think AFC Championship game, I think Justin Herbert, $200 million, and I don't think anybody can argue that either. The Deshaun Watson thing, it really did reset the market, but these things always kind of play out in a way where things kind of even themselves out, right? Because you look at Deshaun Watson getting 230, and does Deshaun Watson have anything left after all of these allegations and all of that stuff? Does he have a whole lot left to be a great quarterback? We will see, and only time will tell, right? He's got to serve his suspension, right, which we all know is going to come. He's going to be suspended for probably at least 6 games is what I'm hearing, but you never know. We never know when it'll come down, so we'll be looking out for that. But does he have enough left to be a great quarterback? I don't know. I don't know. I know when he was playing with the Texans, he was one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He was a guy who really did, he was really a guy who was balling out before all of the stuff came up. So, we'll see if he has anything left. Oh, let's see. We got a comment here. Let's see. Hey, whatever they said, I've been a Charger fan since '77. We all want the trophy over the hype. Yes, we do. We do want the trophy over the hype. And it is getting to a point right now where that's really all. If you're a Charger fan, that's really all you want. Because we've seen the teams that had a lot of hype, they didn't really do anything, right? We've seen the 06 team, right? They lose in the divisional round. That was like the best Charger team that I've seen, and they got a lot of hype. I remember that year they had like 10 or 12 Pro Bowlers or something like that. There was a lot of hype. It was a lot of hoopla around that team, and it ended unceremoniously, and it sucked. So yeah, forget about the hype. We just want the trophy. But I do think it is interesting though, with the Madden rankings and all of that stuff. I don't think that it is important. Obviously, I don't think that it's like super important or whatever. But if you took a look at the thumbnail of this live stream right now, check out Justin Herbert's comment. This is very, to me, it's a very passive aggressive way to say, hey, I respect what these guys are saying. It's okay. It's okay. But he has to be seething. He has to be pissed off. Anybody who plays any type of sport at a high level like this and who gets disrespected, and I don't think that he thinks like less of Dak Prescott, but I do think that he knows, hey, I am one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Dak Prescott is not on my level. There's nothing that Dak Prescott has done in his entire career that has equaled what Justin Herbert has done in just 32 games or whatever it is that he's played. There's nothing that Dak Prescott has done, not the throws, not the command of an offense. And Dak Prescott has had way more talented teams in Dallas than Justin Herbert has had so far, right? Last year was, the talent was okay, and he carried them to 9-8, even though the defense was trash. And we see when the Cowboys have a team that has a trash defense, they go 6-10. They don't go 9-8. So I think Justin Herbert is looking at that like, I don't really like that. But he's a guy, he's media trained, and he's not going to put, bulletin board material out there. He's not going to start talking down on anybody or whatever. He's media trained. He has the quarterback speak, right? He's a politician, with it. He will go out, do an interview, and say a whole lot, but say absolutely nothing, right? He does the Obama thing, the Kamala Harris thing. They say a lot. They say a lot of words, but none of them mean anything. And that's a way to kind of get the pressure off of you, because you can say, hey, I got an interview with this person, but they didn't say anything, right? They're not doing anything noteworthy. You're not putting anything out there. The Raiders are not looking at his interview saying like, oh yeah, this guy, that's what he said. Okay, I have something for him or whatever. None of the teams in the division are looking at him like that. He comes out, he's very diplomatic about the way he goes about his interview. So he's not going to put out bulletin board material, but that comment lets me know that he is pissed. He's pissed and he's seething about this, and I would be too, because you just cannot. It just doesn't make sense. You cannot be a guy and say, "Hey, I'm ranked behind Dak Prescott." I don't know if anybody watches basketball, I don't know what the NBA equivalent would be, but it just for that, it's a little disrespectful, I think, especially if you are the people who are supposed to be, creating an NFL video game. You're supposed to watch the NFL. You're supposed to know who is a good player. You're supposed to know who is talented. You're supposed to know who is different, right? And you would rank the top quarterbacks in the league based off of their attributes. Just like I said, Madden is, when they're ranking players, it is a thing. It's strictly about personal attributes. It's not about team success. It's not about team wins. It's not about anything. It's not about the receivers. It's not about how much defensive help you have. It's no, if I turn on Madden and I pick Dak Prescott, his attributes and his arm strength, his mobility, his accuracy, all of that stuff. When I watch a game on Sunday, all of that stuff is significantly lower than Justin Herbert's, right? Justin Herbert has more arm strength. He has, a bigger body, right? He is more accurate, right? All of those things are not debatable, right? You can, if you have eyes, and if you're blessed to have vision in both your eyes, you can see that. So there's really no argument when it comes to that type of stuff. So I think with Madden, they're like I said, maybe they're doing this on purpose to get people talking about it, to get excitement, because teams are going back to training camp now. People are looking at, okay, let's if you have a gaming system, maybe let's buy some Madden, let's play some Madden until some preseason football comes on, or until we can go to a training camp practice, whatever it is, right? Maybe that's what they're doing. But I think Justin Herbert, he is the type of guy, he gets motivated by himself, right? It's kind of and I don't want to compare him to Kobe or whatever, but you hear stories about great athletes who create things. They create conflicts. They create internal conflicts. They will say, hey, this guy disrespected me, so I am getting I'm getting juiced up to go out there, and I'm gonna put the foots to him, right? I'm gonna do whatever I need to do to embarrass this guy or to embarrass this team or whatever. Great athletes do that, right? There's a whole bunch of, look it up, a whole bunch of stories about Michael Jordan creating, conflict within his head, right? He would, if somebody didn't come and shake his hand after the game, if they're playing I don't know, the Bulls, 96 Bulls were playing the Hawks, right, in the regular season game. Some dude doesn't come up and shake his hand after the game or whatever. He's going to be seething about that, and he's going to create conflict. And so the next time that they play the Hawks, right, maybe they go and play in Atlanta or whatever, Jordan is coming out there and he's looking at whoever the guy is, and he's like, okay, he disrespected me. He didn't come and shake my hand after the game, so I'm going to bust his ass this game. And meanwhile, he's seething about this, right? And it could be a month, the games could be a month apart, month and a half apart, whatever, but it's some internal conflict within himself that has motivated him, right? Every single day, every single day, every single day. And Jordan would do that all the time, create conflicts. Kobe, same thing. So that comment by Justin Herbert, it lets me know he's creating an internal conflict with this, right? He's not going to come out and talk about it. He's not, like I said, he's not going to disrespect Dak Prescott. He's not going to, come out and disrespect the people who do Madden. He's just going to come out every single day and say, hey, if you think I'm on the same level as Dak Prescott, watch me. And that's probably the mindset and the mentality that he's going to take into every single practice. He's going to take it into every single game until people are looking back at the end of the season and saying, wow, how was Dak Prescott, how was he ranked higher than Justin Herbert, right? Even though it's Madden, even though it's video games, video games are not real, all that stuff, but this is based off of reality, right? And there is a level of respect. I feel like if you are just a man in general, there's a level of respect that you feel like you earn. And so far, everything Justin Herbert has done in the league, he has earned a certain level of respect. And the Madden stuff, yes, it's not important and all that, but it does kind of give you an insight to maybe not how everybody feels about you, but how some people still look at you, right? Some people are still not taking Herbert seriously. And I think that's an issue with him. He's definitely gonna have an issue with that. He ain't gonna tell nobody. He's not gonna come out and talk about it, but he's gonna have an issue with that. If you're not taking him seriously as one of the best quarterbacks in the league, he is going to have an issue about it. And he's going to have a chip on his shoulder. And he's gonna be quiet about it, right? He's gonna go about his business. in a Kawhi Leonard type of fashion. But his mentality is going to be out there. You're going to be able to see it in his play. You're going to be able to see, oh, this guy's got a chip on his shoulder. This possibly was a blessing in disguise. If you're a Charger fan, this is a blessing in disguise. You want people disrespecting Justin Herbert, even after the year that he had last year, even after his first 2 seasons, all the record breaking and stuff. And I want people disrespecting him. I want people not taking him seriously because the chip on his shoulder is going to be freaking ridiculous. It's going to be big, and he is going to focus in. He is going to focus in, and he is really, really, really going to lock in into this position this year, and he is going to ball the f out. And I can't wait. And this really, really is a blessing in disguise. I love it. I love it. I want people to keep disrespecting him. I want that. I want people to keep disrespecting the Chargers in general. I want that. I really do, because all it's going to do is just make people see how good these guys are, right? They're going to get focused in. They're going to realize, yes, we got better, but we are not respected. We're not looked at as a good team yet. We're not looked at as a true Super Bowl contending team yet. So all it's going to do is motivate these guys. So you really have to be happy about this. If you're a Charger fan, you got to be happy about this. They're going to be motivated, and they're going to want to come out, and they're going to want to kick everybody's ass. And that's just, it is what it is. That's what it's going to be. So, I can't wait. I really, really, really cannot wait. That's pretty much what I just wanted to get at right now. Just kind of do a quick live stream. Let's see. Let's see. What other topic? That's pretty much all the topics that I have right now. I do think I think we're going to be hearing more stories out of camp, especially out of rookie camp coming up right now. I want to see I'm very curious to see what the offensive line looks like. I want to see if they are going to improve from the standpoint of running the ball. That's really what I'm interested in. I know that they can pass block, and the way that Pipkins played last year when he was called into duty, he was pretty good, and he's been training with Rashawn Slater and his trainer in the offseason. So he's supposedly gotten better, but I am really interested in seeing how this offensive line works, because I think if the Chargers are going to take that step to the next level, the running game must. It must. It's not just optional. It must be in the top, I would say, top 12, top 10 in the league. And it not necessarily just in yards, because I know that there's going to be some games where, the Chargers just might be hot, right? Herbert might be hot. You might have the hot hand, whatever. So they might just be flinging the ball all around. But I'm curious to see, as far as stats go, yards per carry, right, for the Chargers, and a team yards per carry, not just Austin Eckler, but as far as the entire team, yards per carry, that's going to be very, very big. And then second half rushing yards, that's also going to be huge as well, too, because if the Chargers get a bunch of leads, right, and, we expect them to win a lot of games this year, if they come out and they get a lot of leads, they are going to have to bleed the clock, right? You cannot come out and just throw the ball, especially with the lead. You can't just come and just, come out of the locker room and throw the ball, 30, 40 times, whatever, in the second half. You're going to have to bleed the clock. You're going to have to be able to run the ball, bleed the clock, get first downs, move the chains, right? Even if you don't score, or even if you're just kicking field goals, right? You're taking time off the clock, and you're putting more pressure on the opposing offense. But I'm curious to see what they do in situations like that, right? Especially on third down, right? If the Chargers are going to run the ball on third down, how often do they do it? Do they feel comfortable running the ball on third down, right? Is Isaiah Spiller, is he strong enough, right, to pick up the tough yards on third down? But also, as far as play calling goes, what do the Chargers do on third down? I want to see more runs on third down, because not only does it take pressure off of Herbert, takes pressure off the receivers, it sends a message that This is third down, right? We know if we don't get it, if fourth down comes up, we're probably going to punt. But it sends a message that hey, we can pick up yards, not just on first down, not just on second down, but on third down, right? When everything's on the line, when you want to keep a drive going, we can still run the ball. And I think that that sends a huge message to defenses. It sends a message to teams all around the league because all of the best running games are able to do that, right? You look at the Baltimore Ravens, they run the ball on third down all the time. They get a lot of first down. You look at Tennessee, they run the ball on third down all the time. They get a lot of first down. It is the you can come out, you can crowd the box. We are going to move you out of the way, and we're going to pick up the yards that we need, right? So that's what I'm very very curious in seeing with the Chargers offense this year. I want to see them run the ball so much more, um, and take pressure off of Herbert, but literally just take pressure off of the team, right? You have one of the best offensive lines in football. Go out there, let those guys be physical, and that's another thing too. Like running the ball is going to keep the offensive line as physical as they can be. They are going to be as physical as they can be. You're going to have guys, Zion Johnson, Matt Filer, all of these dudes, Corey Linsley, these big guys are going to be moving people out of the way. They are going to be mean. They're going to be nasty, and it's going to help. It really is going to help, especially down the stretch, because you can't just rely on Herbert just to do everything and to make everything happen without any help from the running game, right? Maybe little draws here to Eckler, or little, you're looking at little screen plays and things like that. I mean, those are fine, right, to change up the pace, but you really want to establish a running game because if you can go out there and you can run it first, second down, right, or you pass maybe first down, you can run it second down, third down. If you want to go for it on fourth down, you can run the ball. You just need to establish that physical mentality up front on offense. I know the defense is going to be established physically. I know Brandon Staley is going to get them together and definitely establish a physicality that wasn't there last year because it was missing. So obviously that's going to be established on the defensive end. The offense has to match though. The offense has to match the physicality that the defense is going to bring, right? Bosa, Derwin James, Khalil Mack, them guys are going to go out there head hurting. They're going to want to go out there and hit people and hit them hard too. Dislodge the ball, force fumbles, all of that stuff. Defense is going to come out looking to do all of that all season long, right? Especially because they got embarrassed so many times last year, especially down the stretch, couldn't stop the run. All of that is not great, right? You get tested on doing all that stuff, right? You get tested all throughout the season. And last season they just didn't show up. They got tested down the stretch, didn't show up. That is the primary reason why Chargers didn't make the playoffs. But this year, the defense is going to come out. They're going to set a tone. Offense must match. Offense must match. The one thing that we know the Chargers can do, they can throw the ball all around the field. They've done it for the past 2 seasons, right? Mike Williams, Guyton, they have been, Keenan Allen, they have been crucial to the success that the Chargers have had on offense. That's something that we know the Chargers can do. They can do it in their sleep. The running game, the offensive line, the physical offensive line is going to be crucial. And if they're physical, and this is something that is going to be very evident from game one all the way on. If the Chargers are coming out and they're running the ball, right? They do a game one against the Raiders. Okay, I'm going to be really, really excited. And it's going to be hard for me to contain my excitement if I see them do that. But that's something that I feel they should do, and it's something that they will be able to do from game one, right? It's going to take some time. They need camp reps. They got to get back on the same page. As far as offense goes, right? The play calls and all that stuff, they got to get back on the same page and all of that. The one thing you can do from day one of camp all the way to the Super Bowl is run the ball, right? You get behind 5 big ass linemen, you get the ball to your running back, and you get yards. That's the one thing in football that you can do from day one of camp all the way to Super Bowl. You can do that. You can definitely do that. So I think the Chargers really need to focus in on that. They need to focus in on having a physical run game, not just the Austin Eckler stuff, not the scat back stuff, a physical running game. And you know, Isaiah Spiller, he should be in the games in, the third down situations, the fourth down situations. Maybe they go two back or whatever, but you need bigger backs to pick up these long, fourth and a long one, right? Third and a long run. You need bigger backs for that. We seen Austin Eckler last year, and he balled out. He really did play as well as he can play, but the one thing that he is not is big, right? And he's not a big guy. So when defenses penetrate the offensive line, they're able to get Eckler down pretty quickly, right? Especially if it's a bigger defensive lineman, right? Eckler's not going anywhere. You need a physical running back, and that's why I think Isaiah Spiller, perfect draft pick. I want him to be very physical this year. I've seen a lot of his tape is a lot of dancing, a lot of juking and things like that. But I want him to be very, very, very physical this year. If Isaiah Spiller can be a physical runner on third and fourth down, and catch some passes out of the backfield, then I think he and the Chargers and the physical running game will be up to par, right? Be up to par to play in the playoffs, right? And ultimately, try to get to the Super Bowl. That's exactly what the Chargers are trying to do this year. And there's a way to do it. So I think offense must match the intensity of the defense. I can't wait to see some of the practices. I think the defense is going to come out, hit the offense in the mouth a little bit, but I think it's going to be good. If that happens, I think it'll be good because it'll wake the offense up and let them know we don't got no time to play around. We have to get on the same page. We have to get physical. We have to execute, especially on the short yardage, third and fourth downs, and we must be on the same page in order to succeed. Right? We have to do our job. The defense is going to come out. They're going to be aggressive. They're going to be much improved, and the offense has to match their aggression. They have to match their intensity, and if they do, then I think the Chargers are looking good. But a lot of that is just on paper. But camp is going to be starting here pretty soon. We got 4 days, so hopefully they do a lot of what I'm talking about. But we'll see. We'll see. Only time will tell. But that's pretty much all I got for this one. I just wanted to go live a little bit, talk about the crazy Madden ratings. I don't know if any more. I think that was the last batch to come out, like the top 10 rating, top 10 quarterbacks, top 10 position groups, and all that stuff. But it was not. It was not to my liking, but again, it could be the biggest blessing in disguise because Justin Herbert he's bothered by this. I can tell. He's almost never on social media, so for him to leave a comment on the Chargers page about it was very surprising. But it definitely a welcome sight. Like I said, he is pissed, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing that he's pissed, and I'm glad that he's pissed. But we'll see what happens, right? The Madden 24 ratings will definitely look a lot different after this year, I think. With you take health into equation. If everybody stays healthy, I think they will look a lot different next year than they do this year. But we'll see. Only time will tell. But that's all I got for this one, guys. Thank you guys for tuning into this live stream so much. Thank y'all for the support. Really, really do appreciate it. I'll be back tomorrow with another video and Sunday as well too. So I'm dropping videos all weekend. So hope everybody has a good weekend. Hope you stay safe. And go Chargers. But that's it. I'll see you guys later.